what the most boring one was Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee. It's just shots of Tommy Lee's huge dick, and then they have sex for like 13 seconds, and then it's over.
Really? It's that short?
Yeah. Or finding that VHS under my brother's bed and watching it, like, holy shit, this is going to be so sick. Wait a second, I just masturbated to Tommy Lee's dick. That was awesome.
Yeah, no, I agree. Alright, so we have a new album coming out. What's it called?
Subglorious Songs for Subpar People.
That's a good question. What's the new album called? Subglorious.
Why the name?
I love this story. It was a long trick to play on Nate. So I think I said in a previous video that I really wanted to call the first album Subglorious. But somebody at work named Chris Gillimod, he said something while his head was inside of a giant box, and he's in there, he said something, and my brain just went, did you just say Subglorious? And he's like, no. And I went, you should have, because that's a really cool word. And then I just, from there, went, let's call our album Subglorious, which makes Nate mad.
I did not really agree with it right away.
Because he's right. He's like, we should never demean our music.
Subglorious songs means like, well, your songs, you don't think they're glorious enough?
I like the idea of, saying like, here's glorious, and here's just below glorious, right here where we can play in the dirt and be like, but we're still fucking, it's like we're a shiny diamond that you rubbed in the dirt, and you're like, it's cheaper now. It costs less, I think. And he's like, no, that's the only one I really don't want. And that was the one he just really put his foot down, and he did not want that one. So I was just like, one day we're going to name an album that. And he's like, no, we won't. I'm like, yeah, we will. So slowly I devised a plan. So I wrote a song called Subglorious, based on like creatures dwelling under the earth coming to take over and replace us.
Kind of made me think, oh, we're dealing with some monsters here, people that are subglorious. It's kind of one side of it.
And that went over really well, and it became a band and crowd kind of favorite, so that was really great. We're really loving it. And I don't know, if it was probably a year later from when I suggested calling the first album Subglorious that I said, since this one's on the album, it's the closer, why don't we call the album Subglorious Songs for Subpar People? And he's like, yes! And immediately his face, he's like, yes! No! No!
Really gonna ask me that again?
No! No, you can't. He's like, he's like, I really like the title. He's like, and I love this song now. I guess we could call it that. I'm like, I don't know, it's up to you. I'm just saying, I think it's a really good title, whatever. So that's where the title came from. I don't remember why it was, for Subpar People.
And the second part of it, Subpar People. Who's listening to Subpar?
We figured people could just call the album Subglorious if they want to. But basically, I'm stoked that I got one over on Nate, and this fucking album is called Subglorious, so fuck you, Nate.
Nate got got.
Nate got got.
I only had one joke for each one.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, you're gonna make me still answer that. Beyond that, I had that whole bit written and I lost it. I lost my crowd, and I'm just not funny anymore.
Don't worry, you never were.
That's not true. All you've been doing this whole time is laughing.
It's not true. It's not true.
It's true. It's definitely true.